Monopoly power, no.
Restricted trade practices are certain practices that are defined by law to be restricted. We have the monopoly restricted trade practices, monopoly act from RTP, but that's now gone to the CBI. Essentially, there's a term I'm forgetting.
Concentration ratio, HHI, and all that.
In those lines, I'll come to it. What it essentially sees is whether after the merger, whether this entity will have a market monopoly in terms of price. Now, there is something called the SNIP test. What it does is, it sees this is something that has not happened. The Competition Commission has to foresee. So it's possible. So what it does, it takes a test and sees whether there will be a change in pricing through a survey of this. Whether there will be a change in pricing if this entity comes in, and whether it will be any different if it is less to the competition. And then it forms an opinion whether it should allow the merger or the acquisition. Let me give you an example, something very big and you are also tired.
No problem.
See, sometime back, Yahoo, Google wanted to acquire Yahoo. Google has about 70 to 80% of the market share of the searching business. Yahoo has about 8 to 10%. Now notice, this was a proposed merger which fell through. Did not go through. Was happening in US and Canada. What happened? What would have happened in this venture? If this had gone through, then Yahoo, those who use Yahoo automatically, it would go into Google. Yahoo would stop developing search engine in terms of technology. Google would do it. Those who use the Google Yahoo search engine, which ultimately was now replaced with Google, that would get say 4 pence per hit, while Google would get say 6 pence per hit in terms of advertisement revenue. But after a point of time, competition would decline. Because Yahoo would be happy to just get those money and not develop it. Because there is now a merger. There is no point in a company developing two such engines. It would have effectively killed Microsoft. And 10 years down the line, or 5 years down the line, in India, would have fantastic. Because the entire, see what happened, it would, why would it kill Microsoft? Okay, there is no, it is wrong to assume necessarily it would kill Microsoft. But for example, Google was just 4% of the market from 7-8 years back. It from 4% it went up to 7-8%. But what happens is, this is, my statement is based on a judgment as by the European Union. My statement is not my judgment. The European court passed a judgment that in a very similar case, where in technology what happens is, in technology you don't necessarily develop the final product from the beginning. You develop a platform and then you let the platform be open. When you let the platform be open, then others can come in, use the platform which you have developed and take it forward, giving you a certain amount of money for it because you have developed it. What happens when you do not let the platform as a developer open the door. Then the others do not get the benefit of a certain level of technology that you have done. And if they have to develop a product, they have to develop it from scratch. If this Google and Yahoo had gone, then what would happen is, suddenly there would be a market power. I'm still not getting this. There would be a market power which has more than enough percentage of the market, gets all the hits of whatever. So the others do not get enough.
No, but I think what he's trying to say is that isn't IT a field where the way Google started from 4% and today 70%, tomorrow somebody else can start and take over you.
Yeah.
So
my counter logic is what happens is when Google came in, there was utter chaos in the market because there was AOS, there was Internet Explorer, there were various search engines, and things were very fluid at that point of time. But once everybody knows that yes, this is a search engine to use, then others like Arnab slowly go away from the market because nobody starts using this. I mean, everybody stops using this. So then what happens is the others need a certain critical minimum effort to sustain. That gets lost. So there is this is all in the future. So there is a potential injury that people will move away from whatever they are using small. If Google is just one of them, people can use Google or Alphabet or Yahoo or Microsoft. But if all of them are on one hand, then they know, okay, this is the strong one, this is the one that is developing. So people will move away. And there is a future potential that competition will get decreased or diminished. This was the ruling of the European. Right?
I think there's something similar they did for Microsoft also.
The similar thing for Microsoft, which one is even the loss in Europe.
The European Union has a more stringent kind of a, I think, definition. And
they have this kind of thing. So, on the other hand, there are people like Motorola. See, Ericsson and Motorola both the only two companies who hold the licenses for your mobile telephone. And every contact there from Nokia to everybody uses their technology. They are happy to give it away and get away. Motorola doesn't sell in India. Samsung sells using their technology. Ericsson does not sell in India. They started but they lost. Nokia uses their technology and sells. And pays survival. So, you might be very satisfied with it. But if now the law is saying, then it does not really matter whether you are satisfied or not. Ultimately, the consumer is king. And we will see to it that no action takes place, which ultimately fosters competition, which diminishes competition somewhere in the future. Same with the horizontal agreement. You have a canteen with the refrigerator given by Pepsi and they can't sell Coke. This is an example of a horizontal agreement. Of course, you have cartels, which is a third kind. These are the things that a competition commission looks at, not a regulator. A regulator typically looks at conditions of market failure and how to solve this. And that is how the law involves in either of the two spheres. I think we have a test the thing or not.
Let's just there was just
Yeah, I could make that out. So I stop here.
in case there are any questions specifically.
You can ask me. It was a very unseen